Now, hello, Barry.
Hiya.
Hi, are you expecting a busy January in the Premier League?
I've got to be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people buying. I think there'll be quite a few loans, and I'm hoping that I'll...
Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm working on a few things at the minute, but I've got to be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be many clubs buying players, because I don't think the right type of players are available in January.
Are you hearing these rumours about David Villa going to Swansea?
Yeah. It's like saying I think Dennis Bergkamp's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think that's going to happen at all.
OK, well, I just need to go to Asa again, because it's all over now, and Moses has parted Leeds.
What an absolute fantastic finish. Moses, again, this whole half has looked dangerous, and he's just come inside, smashed the ball from a good 25 yards out. Actually, it's Matt who plays it to him, and Moses goes on the inside, smashes it near post, 3-1 Chelsea. Fantastic goal.
Right, giving up now. OK, but let's have a look at the... Did you want to...
Yeah, Barry, hi, it's John Cross here. I hope you're well.
Hi, John. Hi, mate.
Who do you think is going to be the big movers and shakers of those clubs that are going to spend money? Do you fancy Chelsea to do some serious business?
I've got to tell you, I think they're all going to struggle to get the players that they want. I mean, Arsenal are the ones, obviously, that are the biggest lookers. I would say Arsenal would be the one, maybe Liverpool if they've got the money, but it's so difficult to get the type of players they need. I mean, Arsenal need players to get them up into the top 2 or top 3. To get those players in January, normally they're at clubs that are already in the Champions League, or they're at clubs that are fighting to win their own domestic league, and clubs just don't want to let them go. And also, players, a lot of the time, they don't want to move in January. They only want to wait till the summer. Very difficult in January, very.
Barry, if you was advising Theo Walcott, what would your advice to him be? And what do you think's going on, like, behind the scenes there?
I've got to tell you, I had a conversation 2 years ago with Harry Redknapp about Theo Walcott. And I've watched Theo Walcott many times. And I said to Harry, he's only got one position. He's got to play up front alongside a striker. And I really believe that he believes that as well, that is his best position if he plays up front along the striker. And if he doesn't play alongside a striker and he gets stuck out wide, he tends not to be in the game that much. He loses concentration, and I wouldn't say he's a terrific crosser of a ball. And I think the problem he's got is that normally Arsenal play with one up front, which is also a problem on the Liverpool scenario, saying that they want to get a top striker. If you only play with one up front, the top striker won't come. And the problem Theo Walcott's having is that if Arsenal play with one up, 99 times out of 100, he's not going to be the one.
Yeah, Barry, what I meant was, positional-wise, I understand, but as an agent, and you're advising on his contract situation when, obviously, he wants 85 grand a week, Arsenal off him 75, his contract's up at the end of the year, what would your line be?
Financially, to be honest with you, the difference between 85 and 75, I know £10,000 a week to the normal man in the street is unheard of, but when you're earning 75, different 75 to 85 is £5,500 after tax. And when you're earning that much money, it's going to make no difference to your life. And my advice to the player would be, if you're happy here with the way they're going to play you, it's irrelevant whether they offer you 75 or 95, 105. If you're not happy with the way they're going to play you, you don't stay. If you're happy, you take the best deal on the table, get on with your life, play football because that's what you're there for, and that type of money's not going to make any difference.
What's the situation with Demba? Because I know you had a bit of dealing with him when he went to Newcastle, I think. Sounds like he's a little bit unsettled by all this talk of Arsenal and elsewhere.
Well, I mean, everyone knows his contract situation. Very difficult for Newcastle because every time they come to a transfer window, especially if he's scoring goals, which he has been since he first came into the country, very difficult for them thinking, is this guy going to be here or is he going to leave? At the minute he's there, as far as I know, they've not received an offer that matches, or any offer, let alone the one that matches what's in his contract. So he'll remain a Newcastle player unless the right club come in and make an offer. But it's very, very difficult for both the player and the club, especially the club, because if somebody happens to come in for him on deadline day, how do they replace him? It's very difficult.
You mentioned Harry Redknapp, Barry. You expect him to be pretty busy in the transfer window, and if you do, have you got any little whispers?
I've got to say, he'd love to be busy. H is always busy, isn't he? The problem you've got is what type of player can you get that will improve you, because you're at the bottom of the league. The only draw to go to Queen's Park Rangers is Harry. I mean, the club themselves are not going to be a draw. Because
What about
of where
Frank
they
Lampard?
Frank, no.
No, not to QPR?
I think if Frank leaves Chelsea, he'll be in China. That's my opinion. I don't think Frank will find himself at Queen's Park Rangers. No.
What
no
about
chance.
what about his other half? Will she have a say in all this, Christine Breakley?
I wouldn't think so, no. I mean, Frank's a footballer first and foremost, and you go where you feel comfortable, whether it be London, China, Spain, Italy. I mean, Frank's a terrific player, and I can't see him going to Queen's Park Rangers.
Barry,
I
though,
can
he's
see him
got
leaving Chelsea for sure.
yeah, but he's got a young family, hasn't he? He's got young children. So don't you think that going to China, America, that would rule that out because he wouldn't have any contact with them?
I think it depends on how you work it, you know. I mean, when you go out there, you're not out there like you are here. The season doesn't go on for 10 months like it does here. It's shorter, and there's also breaks in the season when you can come back. I'm not saying he will go, but I think he'd have more chance of going to China than he would have of going to Queen's Park Rangers for sure.
What do you think of Wilfried Zaha? Is he going to stay at Palace?
I think if he wants to improve his football and become a better player, the answer is he should stay at Palace. If you're asking me, will he stay? That I couldn't tell you. But if I was advising him, I'd say at this moment in time, stay there and keep getting games, because if he went to the Premier League, there's no guarantee he'd be in the team. He could be sitting on the bench, and at his age, you can't be playing every Saturday.
Is he a top 4 player, Barry, do you think, in your opinion?
Is he
A top 4 player? Could he immediately slot in at an Arsenal or a Man United?
Top 4, Arsenal.
No. I mean, listen, if I was at a top 4, if I was in a top 4 or top 5 club and I want to get higher, the only way to get higher is, as an example, if you're at Arsenal or if you want to get and replace Manchester United and Manchester City, the only way to do that is to bring players in that can get into Manchester City's team or into Manchester United's team. Zaha is a player with fantastic promise. If you're asking me, could he get you into the top 3 or top 4 of the Premier League, I'd say no chance. But he's got a fantastic promise. But at this minute in time, that's what it is.
So what are you so busy doing then at this late hour?
I'm actually with 2 friends of mine who are in the group Shalimar. Do you remember Shalimar?
Yeah.
Well, I'm with them sitting in the car. They've arrived today. They've got a gig on Friday night at the Indigo O2.
Yeah.
Howard Hewitt, the lead singer, and Carolyn Griffey, who's the lady singer in it. And I'm just taking them out for a meal.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So are they
the
figuring out ways of how they can make you feel good?
Yes.
I hope you have a night to remember.
Yeah, night to remember. Listen, thanks very much indeed, Barry.
Thank you.
As we all know,
We owe you one.
someone somewhere knows something.